This segment of the news is brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
In this week's court report, the 21-year-old Pahrump man who's facing the charge of murder after being arrested under suspicion of causing the death of his 6-month-old child makes an appearance in court for the second time for his formal arraignment. During that proceeding for Mitchell Robinson, the defendant waived a formal reading of the complaint, stating he understands the nature of the charges against him. Robin was advised of his rights, the charges against him, and procedures. The court briefed the record that Robinson's public defender had been previously appointed to represent the defendant in this matter. Robinson's attorney advised the court that the defendant has executed a waiver of the 15-day rule, which he's waiving his rights to be given a preliminary hearing within such a time period. Additionally, Robinson's public defender noted he has not received discovery from the state, and defense might be submitting to the court a motion and order for defense investigation fees. The prosecution did not oppose. Then Robinson's attorney requested a pretrial hearing in 90 days, so the court set Robinson's pretrial hearing for December 14th. Subsequently, the defendant was remanded back to the custody of the Nye County Detention Center, where Robinson remains in custody, no bail. Detectives say during their interview with Mitchell, he admitted to shaking the baby several times on the day the infant stopped breathing. There's still no official word yet regarding dates when Ashley Wynn's trial will be reset. This nearly 1 year after Wynn was arrested following a fatal DUI crash that killed a bride-to-be and injured her fiancé. According to district court, regarding Wynn's case, there is a motion to exclude expert testimony scheduled October 30th. Further court investigations state that there was finding, including conclusions of law and order denying writ of habeas corpus on July 11th and 3 notices to defense of state's intended expert witnesses on July 20th, 21st, and then again on August 8th. Wynn no longer has her previously set jury trial dates scheduled in district court after the court vacated the current trial settings for all of the dates affiliated with this case. Wynn was present for her last scheduled court proceeding regarding an order shortening time change of venue. During that proceeding, Wynn's attorney argued for the trial to be held in either Tonopah or Goldfield, but the court denied that motion to change the venue at this time. Wynn is facing the formal charges of DUI causing death and DUI causing bodily harm following that extensive fatal accident at Honeysuckle and South Dandelion Street. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
Topping our news, the Equifax data breach may be taking a criminal turn. Reports say the U.S. Attorney in Atlanta, along with the SEC, is investigating whether top officials broke insider trading laws by selling shares of Equifax just before revealing the hack attack. The company contends managers were unaware of the breach when they sold the stock. The stock has plunged around 35% since the breach was disclosed on September 7th. The data break compromised personal information of 143 million Americans. The Prime Minister of Canada is putting the brakes on doing business with Boeing. Justin Trudeau tells CNBC Boeing is suing Canada. Boeing claims the Bombardier company based in Canada receives subsidiaries from the government, leading to an international advantage. Boeing had been in talks to sell 18 Super Hornet fighter jets to Canada. Those talks are now said to be on hold. Boeing shares soared.
Thanks, Angela. And Barbara Johnston has announced that she's retiring. The longtime volunteer has worked for years with Quilts for Cancer and Student Stitchers, which provides everyday essentials to students in the Nye County School District. That includes toiletries and making the kids pillowcases and scarves, as well as providing socks and hats. We caught up with Johnston at Nye Communities Coalition.
Today we are doing stitching for students in need. We're making pillowcases, hygiene bags that will later be filled with personal hygiene items. And we're making some caps. We're cutting fleece into scarves for students for the winter season. That'll be here soon.
You guys all got together, and I hear there's even 6 Rotarians here that are helping.
Definitely Rotarians. They're one of our sponsors. They bought a couple hundred yards of fabric for us.
The fleece scarves that you're making are a little bit easier to make than knitting, right?
Correct. It takes I'd say a week to make a scarf, where today we're cutting fleece that Kathy Slaughterback purchased for all the scarves, or about 250 scarves, 300, and you just cut the fleece and you're done. You do not have to do anything else to fleece.
Every year, what Barb does is she gets all of these wonderful volunteers together, makes these pillowcases. They turn them over to us. We identify the kids, we fill them with hygiene items, and they go out to the kids every year.
How many kids are in need in the school district?
So last year we identified, I think we ended up with about 380 children last year. So we always count for at least 300 plus.
Is that less or more than the year before?
So last year's numbers were actually less than the year before, which was kind of something that we kind of expected because the economy had gotten better. Yeah. So I think the highest number we ever got was about 435. And then last year was about, like I said, about 380 or something like that. And then this year we start at 0 and start identifying them every school year.
What's it like for these kids to receive these little care packages?
Well, actually, I'm really fortunate because I actually get to see the smiles on their faces. I get to see the parents and how they react to it. And what we do with these bags, when the kids come in to see us, we actually quote unquote make them pick out a pillowcase. And sometimes they really don't want to, but we're like, no, you have to do that. Then we lay it out, and then we start going through the store, and they start taking all the things off the shelf and lay it on their pillowcase. So then we check them out, and they put it all in their pillowcase, and off they go with that. And so then the pillowcase becomes something more than just a pillowcase. It becomes a bag, and they're not walking out with a plastic Walmart bag, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also made with love and care from all these wonderful ladies here.
It sure is. And I tell them that, they're like, oh, thank you so much. And I said, hey, this is your community giving back.
Wonderful program. People could get involved by giving you a call?
Absolutely. 727-1875 from the Nye County School District.
And don't go away. 2 lucky winners will have a chance to win 2 tickets each to see Rascal Flatts and Lionel Richie in concert. That's just ahead.